Blessed love and blessings up. We got some breaking news in the light heavyweight division. Canelo Alvarez gives up his WBO light heavyweight title. Let's talk about it.
Go. Welcome to
Real Life Boxing.
Blessed love and blessed day, oh boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fight nation. It's Coach Fighting. This is Real Life Boxing. As I said, Canelo Saul Alvarez, he vacates the WBO light heavyweight title that he just won from Sergey Kovalev a few months ago. Hey, before we get into it, I'm going to ask you guys to smash on that like button, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified when all things are being uploaded on the channel of Real Life Boxing. This was just reported at 9:40 a.m. about 30 minutes ago by Dan Raphael, ESPN senior writer. Let's see what Dan has written about. Canelo Alvarez, who moved up 2 weight divisions and won a light heavyweight world title last month, vacated his 175 belt on Tuesday. Alvarez relinquished the WBO title in order to comply with the World Boxing Organization's prohibition against its champions holding titles from other sanctioning organizations in multiple weight classes. Alvarez still holds the WBA middleweight title and the WBA secondary super middleweight belt. I know that my accomplishments in the ring have brought pride to my fans and my country, Alvarez said upon relinquishing the light heavyweight title. I have long enjoyed my relationship with the WBO, and I appreciate all they do to preserve and enhance the sport of boxing. This agreement allows the WBO to have its light heavyweight title contested regularly and allows me to pursue bouts against the best opponents regardless of weight class. As part of Alvarez's agreement to vacate the title, the WBO said it will give him the privilege to be designated mandatory challenger to the organization's title holder in any division he elects to fight. Canelo has already accomplished much in boxing and is still a young man. WBO President Francisco Paco, can't say his last name. When his career is done, he will be regarded as one of the greatest boxers to ever step in the ring and one of Mexico's best fighters ever. We look forward to his future fights against rivals at the top of the middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, and other divisions. That's all I'm going to read on the article. So, in Canelo Alvarez vacating his WBO light heavyweight title, in the agreement that they come up with, he will be the WBO mandatory for any belt in any weight class in which he decides to fight in. So with that being said, if he wanted to fight Demetrius Andrade for per se at middleweight, he would be the mandatory for Demetrius Andrade's WBO middleweight champion. So pretty much Canelo Alvarez getting gifts all across the board. You know what I mean? Though he did relinquish his WBO light heavyweight belt, he was still granted with the privilege of being a mandatory in whatever weight classes, in whatever weight class he deems that he wants to fight in. He will be the mandatory for the WBO World Championship belt, whether it be at middleweight, whether it be at super middleweight, whether it be at light heavyweight. Canelo Alvarez will be the WBO mandatory challenger in any weight class for the WBO world title. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what this article is saying. Canelo Alvarez vacates his WBO light heavyweight title, but he will be the mandatory for the WBO world title in whatever weight class he decides to campaign in. A lot of people were talking about Canelo Alvarez versus Artur Beterbiev, or Canelo Alvarez against any of the other top light heavyweights. Obviously Canelo wasn't thinking about Artur Beterbiev. Funny though, because Canelo Alvarez said that he would campaign at 175, but he's not going to campaign at 175. Obviously, he has relinquished the WBO world title. So we'll see what happens with Canelo Alvarez and what he decides to do next. They're talking about a fight between him and Billy Joe Saunders for one of those belts at 168. But we'll see what happens. For now, Canelo Alvarez is no longer the WBO middleweight champion, though. he has vacated that title to become a WBO mandatory shot in whatever division that he deems he wants to fight in. You guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. Until then, keep fighting your fight and protect yourself at all times. Peace and one love. So if you like this video and you would like to see more great content like this on the channel, go to the PayPal link or the Cash App link in the description and show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. This is Real Life Boxing.